Salam alaikum, alaikum salam. I said I wasn't going to make another video, but I noticed that in the video that I did prior with my rant, um, I missed out a couple of details and stuff that I wanted to add to that I should have said in the video, but I was going off the top, and it was a thought that went through my mind with, like I said, with the things that I have seen, the things that I have went through personally myself, and hearing other people's stories and other situations that happens to us as individuals, seeking knowledge, seeking a way of life, seeking our purpose here in life, seeking how to better ourselves and our families, our friends, and that sort of thing there. What I wanted to add to the first video, I'm going to make this like a part 2, just to touch a little more, is if you do find a, let's say, in whatever African Cuban or African tradition religion, or let's say any type of spiritualism or anything that has to do with the spiritual realm, you want to make sure you get yourself involved with somebody that you could actually trust, somebody that you feel like they are the correct or the right person or persons that you want to be guided in your path. It's very difficult to do this because my advice is, let's say you're interested in Malongo, Palo Mayombe, whichever name you want to use. The first step really is to go and get yourself a reading. Okay? I don't advise you to get a reading over the internet or online or through WhatsApp or I don't advise that. I know a lot of people who do it, and I'm not saying it's incorrect and they shouldn't do it that way. We at in a time of life where we have a lot of new technology that we didn't have before, like libraries. Remember, we had to go read books before we could go online and put something in Google. So it makes it like a double-edged sword. Internet is good for some things, but for others, not too good. It all depends how you use it. And there's people out there that use the internet for good and for bad. So you have to take that under consideration. So my advice is, if you feel a call to Palo Mayombe, I'm only going to speak to Palo Mayombe, Malongo, from whichever branch or line it comes from, whether it's Briyumba, whatever. If it has to do with Mayombe, with Palo, then my advice to you is to go get a reading from somebody that is a palero or an gangulero, and whether he's a tata, go get a reading. After you get that reading, if that reading comes out and you feel as though what came out on that reading is true and it's on point, then my advice is to participate in the things that they let you participate in as being a non-initiate, because you're not initiated. You also could ask in the reading, after the reading, you could also ask if the house accepts you, meaning that where you got the reading from, if you are able to get in Kimba, that means that's a former initiation, And we say here scratching. We're going to get scratched, or I'm scratched, or whatever. I'm not going to get into details because I'm not here to give no information out that I shouldn't give out. Too many people out here doing things that are not right, and all it's doing is bringing the religions down and the faiths down, and it's making people not want to be part of such a nice culture, a nice tradition, something that's beneficial, that's helpful in your life. Because at the same time, if you get initiated wrong and things are not done right, it could be to your detriment. That's your life. Once you make a pact in Palo, that's for life. Doesn't matter if you leave after and you don't go to that house no more because of whatever situation is. Remember, you already went through the procedure. You went through the ceremonials. You was scratched. You was accepted, and everything. That's something totally different. You keep that for life. You understand? You don't give that back, and they don't take that back from you. So you gotta always remember that and understand that. So you have to be very wary and very sure that after you are accepted, because the tata from the house who's giving you the reading, he has the license to ask and divinate, whichever form he uses, to find out if you are accepted in this religion or if you are accepted in that house. If you are, you are. If you're not, you're not. It's not your time, or you didn't come for this, to work this or to practice this faith. Sometimes you go just because you need help with something, and the priest of that house will help you out and do everything that he could do to make things work out for you. You understand? Whether you're looking for a job, you're having problems at home, family, matrimonial, children, health, spiritual warfare. Because the same way we believe in positive, there is negative out here also. And even in the Christian faiths, they believe in the good and the bad, right? So that's the same thing, you know. So okay, we spoke about getting a reading. If you are comfortable with the reading they give you, you understand to yourself that what they said is correct and is happening to you in your life. You could also ask if they could help you fix whatever situation that's lacking, or they came out in that reading that you need help with, you know, to combat, to battle, to progress, whatever. And you could just do that. You could ask the priest of the house to ask, and if they could help you, and if it says yes, hey, they're gonna help you, you know. So you go on from there. You just went as a patient going to a doctor. Okay, just like when you go to a clinic or a hospital because you have a sickness or you have something wrong. Well, here humans don't. A lot of us don't understand that sicknesses are not just internal or things that have to do with organisms, you know, like your heart, like your liver, like your kidneys. Sicknesses also happens in the spiritual realm, because if you understand, you are spirit, right? If you believe in a higher power and you're created from a higher power, the higher power gave you life, which is the spirit that was put into your self, into your body, right? That makes you who you are. Some people call that the soul, right? So now, not to make it long, the video long, you got a reading. Let's say the house accepted you. You know, when they asked in the divination if you was accepted in that house. Now you're in the process of going through Nkimba, meaning that you're gonna get some time to prepare yourself, and you're gonna be asked for certain things, and a time. You gotta make a kind of like it's like an appointment made between you and the doctor, and he'll let you know what day, how many days it's gonna be, and he might give you a little bit of insight, kind of what you need to bring and stuff like that. And if there's any type of monetary involved, because I am to the understanding that nothing is done here for free. You understand? And as much as a lot of the religious leaders love to do things for free to help people out, people have used them and have done a lot of things also. I'm not just going to put it on the religion or the priests of different type of religion, the ones that do wrong. Also, there's a lot of people out there that come in that expect things given for free. And I understand that just like a doctor or you work, right? You want to get paid, where you have to pay them for their knowledge, for their time, for whatever is needed to do whatever it has to be done with you. You know, there's some monetary involved. Now, when it goes beyond a price range that it's ridiculous, then, you know, that's where you got to kind of like, you know, you got to think about it, because I understand everybody has the right to charge whatever they want to charge, but at the same time, we don't want to overdo it also. You understand? Because we're here to help people, not just to benefit money-wise off of people. Because at the end of the day, this is a faith. This is a let's say a way of life, a culture, a religion. This is not something that we play around with. You understand? Some people say this is a cult. You understand? You just can't play around with that, because what comes around goes around, like what karma, right? So you want to do right unto others for others to do right unto you also. All right. Now you went to the Nkimba. You got scratched. You went to the ceremony. Now you are initiated into the house. Now you are either an Engello or a Pino Nuevo. You might hear those two words, Engello, Pino Nuevo. Meaning that you are a baby. You are young. You are starting new. You are a new creature in life. So as a new baby, a new creature, you have to learn the way of the faith you in. And it's step by step, gradually. You know, this is not a race. This is more like a crawl. Okay? You can't try to learn everything at once, because you're not. You're never going to learn everything of Mayombe in this life. Never. Never. And every house, meaning every Enzo, every high priest that has his own congregation, his own tribe, let's say, they run their things differently. You understand? They might do a ceremony different than what you might get done. Doesn't mean it's incorrect, because you cannot expect one house or one priest to do the same things the other priest done. Remember, sometimes things change. There's different lineages. There's different customs. Some even on words, like you will say a word in the Congo language that's mixed with Spanish and a dialect, and to you it might mean something, but to another Palero it might mean something else, or they've never heard that word, because there's just not one language, you know, not one let's say, you know, one dialect. You know, there's multiple dialects. You also have to understand that Africa is big. If I'm not mistaken, it's 52 continents in it. And then that's just the whole, you know. We're not just speaking about the Bantu and the Congo and the Igbo people and all that, you know. So anyway, you are initiated. Now you're a Pino Nuevo. Now you're an Engello. Now you're learning. You're learning. As you're learning and going by and spending time and helping out in the Munanso, because this is a place where it's supposed to be like a family. You know, whenever something goes on, or they have some type of gathering, you know, you wanna try to be the most time there, because not only are you participating, you're also learning, and then others come also that probably are elders from you and probably could give you a little nugget. They might not give you much because you're young, but young, when I say young in the faith. but you'll learn and you get experiences and you meet people, and this is how you develop a relationship. You understand? I repeat, be very careful who you choose as a godfather in Palo. Do your due diligence. Try to ask him his name, if he could give it to you. If he has references, it will be fine. If you could get references from him, from other people, they know him. And then you will proceed with courses. You know, you will go and you would. That's why I said I recommend you going for a reading and then try to participate in certain events that you could participate in without having to be completely initiated into the fold. Like that, you could feel things out. If you have a good, see, a lot people, we're humans. Some humans don't get along with other humans. Some humans don't vibe, don't connect. They don't have nothing in common. They, you know, this is something that happens to all of us. So the same way it happens to us in a daily life, the same way it will happen to us in a religion institution or in our faith-based system. You know, so you want to make sure that you have a bond, a connection with that person, and that'll make it much easier. You know, if you feel at any time a doubt with that priest, you could talk to them, for they could take that doubt off your mind. If they're able to take it out your mind, or if they're able to give it to you, because you might be asking them something that right now at the moment you cannot receive, and you have to respect that. But if at any time you feel something that's telling you inside something's going on and you don't feel right, use your mind, your brain that God gave you, and think wisely and think hard to see if it's not you, or it's in that place where you at, or that person who you're dealing with, or the priest, or the yaya, the madrina, the godmother. You have to always use, and I know it takes time, and that's the reason why a lot of us fall, because I am also one of them. When I have gone to certain enzos or certain religious places, and the people treat me with love and treat me good, and I get that nice vibe from them, I see what they're doing, even if I don't understand it completely, but it looks and it feels right, then I'm a quick person to accept. But sometimes things don't go with time. Things don't, how can I say, at the moment it doesn't appear bad or wrong or incorrect, or you getting kind of like scammed or whatever. It takes sometimes months for you to start seeing either progress, or you start seeing things that you didn't see at the beginning when you went. So you have to be very careful what house, who you go to. Another thing, don't send nobody anything through the mail as far as any belongings, whether it's for a reading or it's for doing some type of work. Don't send nothing of your persons to anybody, because you also have to remember that anything that you send of your person, when I mean your person, is stuff that you used and wear or have on you constantly. You're always using these type of things, and you might be asked, send this to me if I go use this to help you out with this type of thing, because it does happen. Some do ask you for things. The same way you send them that, the same way there are some out there that use those items not to do good for you, to do certain things to make you worse or have you coming to them. So be very intelligent in your decisions and the things that you make. This is a great faith, a great way of life. I love it. For some reason, I always have had a love for my ancestors. I'm Puerto Rican, and I'm always looking things up that have to do with the Taino Indians, the Africans that were brought to Puerto Rico. Yeah, they were brought to Cuba, they were brought to Brazil, Jamaica, Barbados, but I'm from Puerto Rico. So, and I am glad to be who I am, no matter of the mixture that I have, whether it's Taino or not, whether it's a mixture of Taino and European Spaniard or not, whether I have a mixture in my bloodline of some African descent with some Indian Taino descent with some Spaniard descent and mix it, doesn't matter. That's the island I was born. My family, my people come from there. I am very honored to be a Puerto Rican. You understand? Which means rich port, okay? But we're not rich. So just a couple of things I wanted to put out there. Hopefully you guys could see where I was coming from the first video. I also, before I forgot, I wanted to tell you, when you do get initiated, some houses will give you some type of let's say some type of oh, how can I say in English? Collar, some type of beads and I don't want to say eleki or elekis because that's from the Yoruba, but I forgot in Spanish how to say those. You see people wearing these beads with different colors and stuff like they wear. Sometimes you get some houses that will give you that once you get initiated. Some houses don't use that. Some houses will give you one that goes sideways that you do use. Some of them say el collar de muerto, the collar of the dead. Not meaning collar, but it's like more like a circle, so it goes on your body. Some don't, understand? And you have to understand that they don't use that, you know. Some will give you what's called, that you take with you, what's called a lucero en cuyo. It's a almost kind of like an empungo, like a force, but it's for you only and only for you, not for you to use it for other people. Some places don't give you no en cuyo, a lucero en cuyo. They don't give you that. Some places will give you a matari that you carry with you and you have with you. Some places don't give you that. But does it mean it's wrong? No, it's not wrong. It's not incorrect. It's just that different houses, different lineages, different branches do things a little different. Then you'll get some houses that when you go to that one, you go to the other one, you barely see any differences. They almost look the same, maybe a little different in the mambos or the chants or the songs or, you know, or prayers, stuff like that. But no. I hope that you understood a little bit more where I was coming from the first rant with this second one. Like I said, I'm not on YouTube like that. I'm not in social media. It just came to my heart that day to say that. Like, I think I was looking for something to, like, somebody to talk to the world, you know. And I hope and pray that that this faith rises instead of, and elevates more instead of go backwards and down with the people out here doing all the wickedness and the wrong to others, using the faith as a face and just robbing people for their money and actually ruining people's lives also, because a lot of people's lives have been ruined by bad ceremonies being done to them, and also bad works, medicine work done to them also. So en salam aleikum, aleikum sala, mano con mano no cuanga, y si cuanga servir a los mundos.